confirmed. This is quite a long process, and while we have no reports of British casualties so far, our aim has to be to identify and assist those people who will need our help, whose safety can't be confirmed at the moment. And that's the work that we're continuing to do.
How does it work with the embassy? If people are registered with the embassy, do you issue like a telephone alert to them when there's a situation like this? Or
if people register with the embassy, we would always do that, yes, except that we have, as it's pretty common in highly developed countries like Japan, we have many thousands of British citizens living in the country, the vast majority in Tokyo and Osaka, the second city, and the majority do not register with the British Embassy. So we have to use different approaches to trace missing British nationals. We encourage them to contact us. We use Facebook, we use Twitter, we use our website. During media interviews I've encouraged people to contact the Foreign Office's emergency number, and to do so when their families know that they're safe, because that enables us to take them off the list. And we try and make direct contact, and we also work with local authorities and other organisations who are conducting the rescue. But as you appreciate, the rescue activity is still in its early stages.
The British Ambassador to Japan, David Warren, there. In a moment, we'll be joined by viewers on BBC One, when Riz Lateef will be bringing you a full update of the day's main news. But don't forget, if you're away from the television and want to keep up to date, you can now watch BBC News live on the web. Go to bbc.co.uk/news and click on the link.
Thousands missing, feared dead as the scale of Japan's devastating earthquake becomes clear. Up to 10,000 are unaccounted for from this one town alone after it was destroyed by the tsunami. A powerful explosion rocks a nuclear power plant damaged in the quake. Officials call for calm. An unstoppable force, new pictures emerge of the moment the tsunami swept through towns and cities. A huge rescue effort is underway across the northeast of the country, searching for survivors. In Libya, Gaddafi's forces take back a key oil town as the Arab League calls for a no-fly zone. Hello and good evening. 10,000 people are tonight reported to be missing from just one small town in the devastated coastal region of northeast Japan after the tsunami which followed yesterday's earthquake. It's still not clear what the final death toll will be. 50,000 Japanese military personnel have joined a huge rescue and relief operation that's now underway. Earlier, the Japanese government played down concern about a big explosion at a nuclear power plant, which led to the evacuation of 140,000 people. Officials insist the blast at the Fukushima site didn't damage the inner steel container housing the reactor and that radiation levels are now falling. The BBC's Damien Grammaticus has reached the area close to the epicentre of the earthquake, the port town of Sendai, from where he sent this report.
We drove into Sendai in the darkness. Littering the roads are cars, tossed aside like toys. Many streetlights are off, electricity cut, water and gas in short supply. Swept aside by the tsunami, mangled trucks. Trees lining the streets are now covered with flotsam from the wave. Another truck has been dumped on downed power cables. And as you head down towards the sea, the destruction just gets worse and worse. This is the road. As the waves retreated, they dumped vast quantities of debris here. Despite the alerts that sounded, many did not get out in time, and fires burn in the night.
Well, it is all like this around the port. You can see over here the van up there and the truck behind it. There's an articulated lorry behind, a car on top of a car. Down here, well, what we have is a van in there, this car.
But we had to move.
Well, we've just been filming down this area by the port, and we've